it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight. Headlines we have. Djibouti commemorates the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. High-level meetings on sustainable health financing in Addis Ababa. Welcome to our newsrooms. Like other Muslim countries, the Republic of Djibouti celebrates the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, last night, corresponding to the 12th Rabi' al-Awwal 1448, with several religious and cultural activities dedicated to commemorating his noble life and ministry. In this context, the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Waqf Property organized a religious conference on the Umar Al-Farouq Mosque, located in the Barwaqo district at the Balbala municipality. The Director of Islamic Affairs, Mr. Ismail Hassan Roble, was present along with a large audience of worshippers of various ages. The organizations of this event reflect the Ministry's commitment to the celebrations of Mawlud, making this occasion a special moment to recall the exemplary life of the seal of the Prophet and messengers, and to strengthen religious awareness within society. Sheikh Musa Fahiye and Sheikh Awal Tahar discussed several aspects of the Prophet's life, the different stages of his missions, and the principles conveyed by the messages of Islam, which help humanity emerge from the darkness of ignorance and misguidance into the life of faith. In this context, Sheikh Musa Fahiye briefly addressed the particularly difficult religious, social, and human situations that prevailed in the world and the Arabian Peninsula before the Prophet's missions. He emphasized that the messages of Islam brought light, goodness, and mercy to all of humanity, while also highlighting the considerable efforts made by the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, to spread these messages through the world. For his part, Sheikh Awal Tahir Jama, head of the Da'wah and Guidance Department of the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Waqf Property, addresses the values and principles contained in the messages of Islam, as well as the miracles by which God supported his messengers, Muhammad Abdullah. He emphasized the importance of adhering to God's commandment and following the example of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, in all aspects of life, both in this world and the hereafter. It is worth noting that this event was part of a broader religious program organized to commemorate the birth of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him. In the same context, the Barwaqo Community Development Associations, in close collaboration with the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Waqf Property, organized a cultural gatherings at the association's premises. The event concluded with a collective readings of Mawlud in a spiritual atmosphere marked by strong public engagement and participation. This evening was part of the religious and cultural programs implemented by the ministry to celebrate the birth of the Prophet, peace be upon him, in collaboration with various associations. The program aims to raise awareness of the noble values embodied in the message of Islam and to strengthen the bonds of cohesion, fraternity, and solidarity within society. On the other hand, the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Waqf Property organized a religious ceremony to commemorate the birth of the noble Prophet Muhammad at the Neighborhood 6 Community Development Center, in the presence of a large number of local residents and several religious scholars. Among them were Sheikh Abdurrahman Shamsuddin and Sheikh Mahmoud Ahmed Absiya from the Ministry of Muslim Affairs and Waqf Property, as well as Sheikh Yusuf Duale from the Ministry of Youth and Culture. The event featured a cultural competition dedicated to the Prophet's biography, Sirah. This initiative offered participants, especially young people, the opportunity to test their knowledge of the life of the Messenger of God and the main stages of his biography. In his address, Sheikh Abdurrahman Shamsuddin discussed several significant episodes from the Prophet's biography, highlighting the educational and spiritual lessons contained in his life. He also emphasized that the commemorations of the Prophet's birth should be an opportunity to remember his noble qualities and eminent moral virtues, to reflect on his treatment of others and on the values he embodied, particularly mercy, humility, passion, and forgiveness and kindness. For his part, Sheikh Mahmoud Ahmed Absiya dedicated his address to the importance of the Prophet's biography, which he presented as a true school of faith, morality, and human development. The Sheikh notably mentioned several qualities that characterize the Prophet's personality, including sincerity, honesty, mercy, clemency, patience, and justice. Last night, Djibouti united to celebrate the religious festival of the Mawlud al-Nabi, marking the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. These religious fervors enveloped the capitals with festivities and the recitations of qasaid, in addition to communal meals, night times, gatherings filled with hadith and qasaid. Religious songs were organized in the various neighborhoods of the capital. The three districts of Djibouti and the capital itself shone brightly to celebrate this sacred event. This celebration was marked by a strong sense of solidarity, which was highlighted, thus strengthening the bonds between the population. Furthermore, the celebrations of the Prophet's birth provides an opportunity to remind one another of the values of our religions and the purpose of our existence in this world. It was in this spirit of fervor that annexed the neighborhood 6 for Angela FMP celebrates the birth of the Prophet and the recitations of qasaid under the leadership of His Excellency Omar Abdi Said, the Minister of Interior, Sheikh Omar Adan Duksiye, and his troop in the evening with songs and praises to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. Also present at the ceremony were the dignitaries and prominent figures of this annexed federation. It is worth noting that the birth of the Prophet is a religious festival celebrated annually in the Muslim calendars in all Muslim countries worldwide. Like other Muslim countries, the entire Republic, the Dakhel region celebrate the Mawlud al-Nabi last night, commemorating the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. These religious celebrations embodied with fervor, spirituality, and contemplations unfolded in an atmosphere of communion and fraternity. The various activities organized for the occasions took place in front of the prefectures of the Dakhel region and near the Dakhel Joint Regiment Camp. The ceremony saw a large turnout of the local populations, religious scholars, village elders, young people, and many residents of the regions were present to participate in these important religious celebrations. These celebrations also provided a special moment of gathering for the people of Dakhel, illustrating once again the population's deep attachment to the values of Islam and religious traditions. In an atmosphere marked by faith and unity, the participants commemorated the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, while offering prayers for the peace, stability, and prosperity of the Republic of Djibouti. The celebrations in Dakhel regions unfolded in an atmosphere of religious fervor and a strong community spirit, demonstrating the importance of the residents' place on this major event in the Muslim calendar. In Ali Sabih Community Development Center, in collaboration with the youth of Ali neighborhood, organized a large religious ceremony last night to celebrate the blessed Mawlid al-Nabi, commemorating the birth of our Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah, peace and blessings be upon him, in an atmosphere filled with religious devotion, sharing, and brotherhood. The residents of the neighborhood gathered to celebrate this important event in the Muslim calendar, marked by prior religious recitations and songs in homage of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. This festival is traditionally celebrated every year on the 12th day of the month of Rabi al-Awwal in the Muslim calendar. It provides a special opportunity to recall the values of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. As is customary, several religious ceremonies are also organized in the various neighborhoods of the city of Asajuk, allowing families and community to come together in a spirit of communion and sharing during this grand celebration. In the Weimar region, agriculture plays a vital role in the economic and social lives of the population. It is a significant source of income, livelihoods, and local development. In this context, the Dafenaitu Girori Agricultural Cooperative is doing remarkable work to promote agricultural activities and strengthen the capacity of farmers. At the heart of this dynamic, women are playing an increasingly important role. They actively participate in the various agricultural activities and work tirelessly to contribute to the development of their families and their community. Their commitment demonstrates their determination to make agriculture a true drivers of economic and social development. The women of Dafenaitu Girori do not limit themselves to agricultural work. They also participate in conferences, meetings, and exchanges of experience, which allow them to share their knowledge and expertise with other stakeholders in the sector. These forums provide a valuable opportunity to share their experience, acquire new skills, and discover best agricultural practices. Thanks to their involvement, women contribute significantly to agricultural production, product development, and the strengthening of the local economy. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, with the support of the International Labour Organizations and the European Union, launched a regional training workshop for media and communication professionals from IGAD member states on Monday, August 24, 2026 in Entebbe, Uganda. The opening ceremony brought together representatives from governments, IGAD and ILO, the European Union, and the East African Journalists Unions, and the media professionals from IGAD member states. This participation demonstrates Djibouti's commitment to strengthen the skills of its media professionals on issues related to migration, mobility, and regional integration. Over the 3 days of training, participants will deepen their understandings of the IGAD protocols on the free movement of persons, its objectives, key provisions, and the processes of ratification, domestications, and implementations. Discussions will also focus on the links between free movement, employment, decent work, labor migration, cross-border trade, development, and regional cooperation. The workshop will enable media professionals to develop story ideas and content tailored to different audience while fostering the sharing of experience and networking among journalists and communication professionals from IGAD member states. Through this initiative, IGAD and ILO and the European Union reaffirm their commitment to quality, responsible, and data-driven information, which is essential for deepen regional integrations and promoting regular, safe, and inclusive mobility. These training programs provide media professionals with an opportunity to strengthen their ability to produce accurate, balanced, and fact-based contents while also contributing to a better public understanding of the issues and opportunities related to the free movement of people and regional integrations within the IGAD area. The meeting in Addis Ababa on sustainable financing for health in Africa, a 3-day meeting opens Tuesday in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, with the aim of examining ways to strengthen sustainable financing for health systems in Africa. Discussions will focus on mechanisms for consolidating resources allocated to the health sector, as involving support from international partners and national budgetary priorities place financing at the heart of the public policy. Participants are also expected to exchange ideas on strategies for increasing investment in health services, improving their efficiency, and ensuring their continuity for the benefit of the populations across the continent. The conclusions of this meeting are eagerly awaited as they could help guide health policies and strategies in several African countries and support efforts to sustainably improve access to care. This meeting that provides an opportunity to strengthen cooperation among the various stakeholders in the health sector and to promote solutions tailored to Africa's needs and priorities. For the international scene, new Israeli strikes on Gaza, at least 7 dead, and fears of renewed military operations. Israeli forces carried out a series of airstrikes in several areas of the Gaza Strip, killing at least 7 people, including a child, and wounding several others, according to local sources. These attacks come amid heightening tensions and the fragile ceasefire currently in place in the territory. In the Darabala, in the central Gaza Strip, several sites were hit, including a water desalination plant and a warehouse used for distributing humanitarian supplies. The strikes against these facilities have raised further concerns about the population's access to essential services and humanitarian aid as the situation remains extremely difficult in the territory. In the Sheikh Radwan neighborhoods in the northern Gaza, a mosque was also targeted by an Israeli airstrike. Other bombing were reported in various areas of the Gaza Strip, resulting in several casualties. In the Bureji refugee camp, a strike on a house killed a child and injured several others. The attacks on residential areas have reignited anxieties among residents who are already facing repeated displacement and the lack of truly safe places. Nevada house fire threatened Reno, nearly 42,000 residents evacuated. A massive wildfire dubbed the Hawk Fire continues to spread in northwest Reno, Nevada, threatening several population areas. Started on Saturday, the fire has already burned over 6,000 hectares and, according to local authorities, remains largely out of control. Faced with the fire spread, nearly 42,000 residents have been ordered to evacuate their homes. In addition, some 45,000 other people have been urged to be ready to leave their homes should the situation worsen or if authorities expand the evacuation zone. Emergency services are closely monitoring the fire's progress and mobilizing resources to try to contain it and protect exposed residents and infrastructure. The spread of the Hawk Fire is complicating operations on the ground and forcing authorities to maintain significant preventative measures in threatened area. Residents are urged to follow the instructions of authority and prepare for a possible evacuation as crews continues to fight the blaze. The team from 16 countries and 2,056 robots gathers in Beijing, Tiangong Ultra breaks human records for the 100 meters. The second edition of the World Robot Games continues in Beijing with the participation of 666 teams representing 16 countries and 6 continents, as well as 2,056 robots competing in 51 events and more than 1,300 activities. Among the most remarkable results recorded since the start of the game, the Chinese humanoid robot Tiangong Ultra ran the 100 meters in 9.39 seconds, surpassing the human world record 9.58 seconds set by Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt. Another robot named Lightning achieved a time of 9.47 seconds. The competitions include teams from US, Germany, Brazil is also participating with a team of 5 that have already won titles of RoboCup World Robotics competitions. The challenges are not limited to sports. Robots are also faced with tasks inspired by real-world professional situations, particularly in factories, hotels, and home services centers. They must perform certain storage, maintenance, and handling operations with precision. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.